and Dak, and in today's episode, we will be going through our final Waiver Wire Wednesday episode. This is going to be a just big fat umbrella over the entire fantasy football season, going through our the players who did the best at each position, and then our most surprising and disappointing players, and our own opinions, and then yeah, just quick and easy, to the point, per usual. Um, yeah. So how did our fantasy teams do this year to kick us off? Um, let's see. I was the most loserist in one of my work leagues. I came in fifth in my other one. Um, I won the Super Bowl in my money league. So me, my dad, and my brother split $120. I don't know what happened to my other ESPN league. I haven't looked.
Wait, what's the Super Bowl? Super
It's
Bowl.
the loser bracket. We won the Super
Uh,
Bowl. Yeah.
I won the loser bracket.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. And then Dynasty Peeps, the one that we're both in, I lost in the championship, which is fine because I didn't even want to be there. I was in the last week before the trade deadline. I was trying to make trades because
Who's
I
selling?
I was trying to sell. So
He
I
made some
will.
really bad trades in the offseason that put him in his sell position.
I really bad trades. I still came in second. So I'll take those really bad trades. I also don't own any of my picks, so it didn't matter. So I was trying to get picks back. But that's how my fantasy year went. Not the best.
Um, I won my two quarterback league. Uh, I got first place. And that is the second year out of 8 years that I've been in this league that I've won it all. So it's pretty cool. There are 10 teams in that league, so it's a little different. And obviously, you have two quarterbacks, so it's even more different. Um, Make sure you know that you have a backup because if you don't have a quarterback, you're fried there. I ended up winning with the Vikings backup quarterback in week 17, which was really, really crazy. He got me 3 points, and I still ended up winning the
It's
championship.
insane.
Won the losers bracket and got ninth place in our Dynasty Peeps League. Could have been in your position, but I didn't make the playoffs because I started Mike Evans week 5 like a dummy. And it's always gonna kick me in the butt. My ESPN leagues, I got third, second, and fifth. So pretty competitive in all the leagues. I would say the league that I was the least competitive in, I think I was the most competitive in. And that was the Dynasty Peeps League.
Yeah, that's the only real league that I paid attention to. My only goal for the work leagues was to not come in last, and I
You
did
did.
that. Well, I did that from the playoffs. I didn't do that from regular season. So that's really what
Fair.
I cared about. But the funny thing is, had me and the other person playing for last played anybody else, we would have beat everybody. We scored the most points. So
As you should.
yeah.
As you should.
So getting to our top performers, I'll let you kick us off because you have a man crush on this guy.
Yeah, so this guy is the dog. He's the best running back in the league. He's the best receiving back in the league. He might be the best football player in the league because of how versatile he is and the athleticism of this man. He used to be on the returns. He was in the Heisman candidate. He might have won a Heisman. I don't remember. I think Jameis Winston won the Heisman that year. But CMC is just a dog, and he had 30 more points than any other fantasy football player this year with 416 points. The next closest person, I believe, was Puka Nakua, 30 less points at 375 points. CMC is a dog. Dog.
That'd be 385 points, by the way.
Oh, yeah, so 40 more points.
Anyways, Josh
My
Allen.
point exactly.
Josh Allen led the league in quarterbacks. Doesn't really surprise me. That man is a machine. Runs the football well, passes a lot, throws for a lot of touchdowns too, even though he doesn't really
He
have any
runs for
receivers.
a lot of touchdowns. He has the
Um,
record for most rushing touchdowns from a quarterback now.
yeah, he ran a lot this year because I loved looking at my phone and seeing Josh Allen 50-yard touchdown, and seeing him run the football is very entertaining. So very happy with how he played. And then running back was
CMC.
obviously Christian McCaffrey.
Jonathan Taylor was up there too, so I'm happy.
Yeah, but he fell off. So
For my future. For my
um,
future of Dynasty. I'm
Puka
gonna get a buy
Nakua,
for JT this offseason.
Puka Nakua was wide receiver number one, as he said, with 375 points. Trey McBride, tight end, 315 points. That was surprising to me. That was a lot of
Crazy
points.
for tight end.
Yeah. I know he was good in fantasy football, but I think what would it be? The Jacoby Brissett boost of heck it,
Was
he's down
insane.
there somewhere.
Was
Uh,
insane.
yeah,
He's not getting that production with Kyler. He's just
no.
not. He's not getting that
Kyler's not as
production with
good in that
Kyler.
system. So, well, I guess there's no system anymore because he's fired. But
Bye
um,
bye.
defense, Seattle Seahawks, and then Jason Myers, their kicker. Fun fact. Also the highest scoring kicker. So now let's get to our most surprising players and most disappointing players for this year. Dak, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I have Caleb Williams being my most surprising player. I wasn't really high on him at all. I was like, oh, he could be a good backup option with your quarterback on a bye. And he turned into being a top quarterback in the league. He was QB5 this year, or yeah, QB5, and was a top 10 fantasy player overall. So that very well exceeded my expectation. Has a lot of weapons on that team. And Ben Johnson has him balling out right now, and he's not taking sacks he's not supposed to, which I guess doesn't really matter for fantasy football's sake unless you like play some way that those do. But he's keeping them in a system to succeed, and he's keeping them on schedule, and that really helped him this year, I think. And again, quarterback 5 from a guy that I was like, oh, he'll be quarterback 22. Like that's way above expectations for me.
Yeah. My guy is Trey McBride. Like I said, I knew that he was good in fantasy football, but he really blew it out of the water this year. 315 points, as we mentioned. He's not a top 10 player overall because receivers and running backs and quarterbacks obviously get a lot more.
Quarterbacks.
And on our league, defensive players as well. But he would have been number five in receivers, and then he was number six, or would be number six in running backs, and then obviously number one in tight ends. And I'd have to scroll too far for. Oh no, he'd be number seven for quarterbacks. So top 10 in every position. Um, if
Yeah,
you want to look at it
that's
that way, that's pretty
crucial
darn
to
good.
have from a
Yeah,
tight end. That's huge. That
yeah,
could help you win leagues right there.
yeah. Having a good tight end will make or break your consistency. Because
Yes.
a lot of people have good running backs or good running backs or good receivers, but not very few people have good tight ends. So having
If
that
you can
little
have
check,
consistent 16
mm-hmm,
points, 16, 18 points from a tight end spot in
yeah,
fantasy football is crucial.
yeah, having that little crutch is very beneficial. That's why I mentioned tight ends so often this year in the waiver wire. Thank you for proving my
every
point
week.
once again.
Every week.
To our most disappointing players this year, I said Saquon Barkley. He was not even a top five running back. If I'm not mistaken, let me fact check myself. Yes. Trey McBride scored 70, 80 more points than him. Saquon Barkley scored less points than Josh Jacobs, Javonte Williams, Ashton Genty, Travis Etienne, Kyron Williams, Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, James Cook, Devon Achan, Jonathan Taylor, Jameer Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, and Christian McCaffrey. All while being, hold on, let me check. Oh, dang it. It's not going to show me his ADP. That's annoying.
He was a top 5 or top 10 pick this year. His ADP was like 9,
Hold on.
I believe.
Okay, you go and then I'll find his ADP.
My most disappointing this year, I told you from the jump. So it's not necessarily disappointing. It's disappointing if you didn't listen to me. Calvin Ridley. He was going in rounds 3 through 6 and probably shouldn't even been drafted. He had 47 points total this year among like I think 6 games or 7 games. Like that's just nah, terrible year. Didn't help out his team at all. He had our young rookie quarterback. I think that was probably would have fed him the ball a lot if he was to stay healthy. But again, a guy that was going and could have been going in rounds 3 through 5, probably slipped down to 6. And if your team auto drafted him, I'm sorry, but you should have stayed away from Calvin Ridley this year.
You know what my
Just
team
like you
auto
should have stayed away
drafted?
from betting.
My team auto drafted David Njoku over Tyler Warren.
That
I would have not been in last if I
sucks.
did that.
That sucks.
So Saquon Barkley's ADP for PPR is 2. He was the number 2 pick.
Wow, I thought he was at
Number
like 9.
number 1, number 3. Well, so overall number 3 pick, overall number 3 pick, and overall number 3 pick. But as a running back, he was number 1, 2, and 2. So whoever was drafting in these leagues is absolutely delusional because Jameer Gibbs and Bijan Robinson should have been above him no matter what. Because
I took CMC over
well,
him
even him,
in 3 of my leagues.
yeah. But also you're a 49ers fan and don't believe in injuries for some reason. So
I just knew that his production was going to be off the charts with a full year of just like sitting out and like how well CMC was before he got hurt, like all the rushing touchdowns he had in a row. It's like I knew CMC was going to have a good year this year, and they all the running backs left. You got to think Jordan Mason hit free agency or got traded. Um, like CMC was about to be their whole team, and you knew Brandon Ayuk wasn't playing, so
I mean, yeah,
just
it's just CMC just has too much injury possibility, and I'm not taking that on my number 3, my top 3 picks. Like
well, he's played every game this year, so
I know, yeah, I get that, but I'm not taking that risk. So yeah,
taking it every year.
that caps off our fantasy football recap. Fun. Um,
Thanks for joining us all year, guys.
yeah, thanks for joining our
Fantasy football is
madness
probably one of our favorite
for
things.
Waiver
We're gonna
Wire
include you in
Wednesday.
some of our dynasty talks this year. I think next year we might throw in a dynasty, just a little fun. Just talk about our dynasty every week,
Mhm.
because that is really fun for us. We love our dynasty league. I put it together 3 years ago. We're going on our 4th year. We had a league champion repeat. So maybe we get our league champion on here
No,
on the
we don't need to
pod
do that. We don't need to do
and
such things.
show him that he sucks because he's not winning next year.
I sure hope not. But he just scores so many points. Yeah,
He's got a god team. Like his
I
team is insane.
I tried to get Drake May off of him earlier in the year, and he didn't budge. Kyron Williams,
He
James Cook,
drives
JSN.
low or
He has JSN and Puka Nakua and Colston
yeah,
Loveland and Jamar Chase. How did he get these
yeah.
guys?
He drafted them all, bro. He drafted Jamar and JSN
And Puka.
and then picked up Puka off the waiver
He's cracked.
before Puka went nuts.
What the heck?
Like he's bought everybody so low. Like he's put together a squad. This is what we're going against in Dynasty,
That's
guys.
so
This
annoying.
is what we're going
Yeah, and then
against
his little brother traded him James Cook
for absolutely nobody.
for Rashid
So
Shaheed, Bryce Young, Keon Coleman, Bayshul Tootin, and a first.
it's the stuff that happens, guys.
Yeah, this is what happens when you get in a
Really.
dynasty league. But anyways, hope you guys
Someone's
enjoyed.
trying to
This is our last waiver wire Wednesday until next year, to my knowledge. Hope you guys enjoyed this little series. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll keep it on going next year as Dak's camera freezes. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.